All right, we're back with the Pack Mentality Pop-Ins podcast. This is episode 131. I'm your co-host, Trent Hidlay, of course, joined by head coach Pat Popolizio. Pat, what's going on?
Trent, how we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Like, you're back in the home office. You got all the posters back there, looking good.
Yep, that's where we're at.
I made a couple of them. Some of the old ones were really good designs. We need to get back to those.
We got some good ones. Good history on the posters.
Well, it's good to catch up. Last time we spoke, we previewed the Utah Valley duel. We had that duel in Reynolds. Some good results, some good wins by guys. After Utah Valley, we went right into Thanksgiving break. What did Thanksgiving break look like for you guys? Did guys get off? Did they go home? What did that time period look like after Utah Valley?
Yeah, we got a couple days in of training. Obviously, a weekend where we weren't in an airport, so that was good. Guys got a little time to regroup. We did some good training all the way up to Wednesday, and we were back here Saturday getting ready for Vegas. So just like you, some guys hit the road and went home for a couple days and right back at it. Everyone came back feeling good and weight was in check. So not too good, not too heavy of a Thanksgiving.
This Thanksgiving was the first time since – let me think about this.
Freshman year in high school.
Probably the first time since about my 8th grade year of high school where I
didn't hold back. I checked your weight, so I know you didn't hold back.
It was like the first time in my life I haven't had like extreme anxiety about showing up to Thanksgiving. I felt like I was getting away with something all weekend.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you had a good one up there Wednesday night.
I pulled double duty. I went to my girlfriend's mom, Sharon, put together a great meal for lunch, and then I doubled down. My mom made Thanksgiving dinner, so yeah, it was a really enjoyable. Are you still on leftovers? Or did you clean out the fridge?
Yeah, we're still going. You get about 3 or 4 days, so we're good to go.
Yeah, I got a couple of things to clean up, but no, Thanksgiving was great, a different experience for me, but a good couple of days off for the guys to recharge, get back into the room, and prepare for one of the biggest weekends of the year. Cliff Keen coming up, one of the best, the best tournament besides the national tournament. I like to kind of think of it as a mini NCAAs because some of the teams there. There's 30 teams total, 14 of them in the top 25. And 9 of the top 12 teams in the country are going to be there. So it's really stiff competition.
Yeah, this one's always a great one to have on the calendar. And a lot of good history, good tradition, and a lot of good, tough wrestling that's going to go on Friday and Saturday. So we're always looking forward to this tournament.
Yeah, and I wanted to impress you a little bit and see if any of the stat people correct me on this, but I went back to my previous notes from when I first did this podcast. 37 out of 80 All-Americans last year competed at Cliff Keen. And additionally, 23 out of the 40 blood round finishers were also at the tournament. So you're looking at, all of the guys that are competing really well at NCAAs, well, most of them, over half of them, are at this tournament. And, some of them don't even play. So that just goes to speak of how tough the tournament is.
Yeah, you look back at some of these brackets and you got guys placing lower at this tournament than they do at NCAA. So, it's one of those, you got to be ready to go, ready to compete at this level of competition. So I like where we're at. You saw yesterday practice was pretty intense. So I could tell the guys are closing in on that, knowing that there's going to be some good competition there.
Yeah, the energy was great. I was in the room yesterday. I wasn't wrestling and I was just a spectator, but I wanted to get my shoes on and get going. I think, when there's tougher competitions like this, you see the guys on the team that are competitors and they have that mindset. They rise to the occasion. So that's super exciting. What does travel look like for a tournament like this? Obviously, with the other away duels, usually you fly out maybe a day early. The guys do a workout. You get ready for the duel meet. But a tournament in Las Vegas is a little bit different. I know from experience it's not easy to cut weight there. It kind of throws you off your game a little bit, but it's a little bit of adversity, and I think the guys that thrive on that do well. So what does travel look like for you guys on a week like this?
Well, I think you from experience, we learned not to leave the day before when we landed at about 10 o'clock at night and had to be up early making weight on a Friday. So we leave Wednesday. We got a direct flight right out of Raleigh, which is nice. Land, get a workout in, and then you basically have a day to get ready, get guys workout Thursday afternoon. Wake up Friday. That time change works in our favor because when we're getting up, 6 o'clock there, it's really 9 o'clock on the East Coast. So that helps out. It hurts a little bit at night when we're wrestling maybe at 7 o'clock, but guys are young enough they can handle time change there. But no, we're heading out 2 days early, get acclimated, and be ready to roll Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I was thinking when I was looking back at I was doing a lot of research this morning. I was up early and I was going back through all the results. 2019 was a tough year, and that was the year we went out a day early. So my freshman year, we left because it was either Friday, Saturday. We left the day before
Thursday, and our flight got delayed.
I remember it like it was yesterday. We did a Southwest flight to Tampa. We stayed on the flight because it was the same plane going to Las Vegas, and we got delayed. So we're sitting on the plane for like 2 hours, and then we get to Las Vegas at like 9:30 at night. And I remember me, Hayden, the Bullard brothers, and Tyree were all cutting weight in the hotel workout room, and there was like 2 treadmills, a broken elliptical, and a bike. And the situation was dire. I think we went to bed at like 11, woke up, made weight. And let's just say we didn't have the best tournament. We got pinned 4 times. We might have – I don't know what our overall record was. Me and Hayden got second. Bullard got third. Actually, I have it down here. Tariq got 7th. So it wasn't our best showing. But like you said, I think we learned from that. And you give the guys a couple more extra days, so you expect them to feel a little more fresh.
Yeah, the guys didn't talk to me for a week after that tournament with the travel. So we learned. We adjusted, and we're good to go now.
Well, we got pinned in like 4 cross-face cradles, and I remember the next 2 weeks, Donnie had us. We had to start on our back in a cross-face cradle and go.
We learned how to get off our back and not get caught in cradles.
Was that when Hayden freaked out on you?
When who?
When Hayden freaked out on you for starting on his back. Remember that?
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, that might have been one of those.
Oh no,
between the food, the pre-match food we were getting, we fixed it all.
Yeah, a lot of good lessons learned from that trip, and going into this weekend, what exactly are you looking to see? You've had a couple of dual meets, you've had the journeyman, so you've got some time to see some of the guys compete. What are you looking for as a coach out of the guys that you're sending this weekend? Is it how they're going to handle certain situations? Is it how are they going to apply the lessons they've learned all already this year? Or are you kind of just giving them free reins to say, go compete and let's analyze after?
Well, we're jumping into tournament setting, so it's a little different than duels. A lot of times you don't know who you're going to have next. You have a short time to get ready for that. So you want to see what kind of focus guys have and not overlooking in a bracket. But ultimately, at this time of the year, we start zoning in on wrestling complete matches. The first month or so, guys are still getting their weight under them, getting in condition shape to wrestle 7 minutes. And you got a short recovery. When you start hitting these rounds, you got maybe 2 or 3 matches the first day, 2 or 3 matches the next day, and you got a quick turnaround and be ready to go. And how do you manage your weight in between? So there's a lot of little things happening behind the scenes, but when you get ready, you step on the mat, you got to be ready to compete, because let's face it, after that first match, more than likely you're hitting a ranked guy, and this is a great opportunity for the guys that we're sending to kind of springboard and put themselves in a really good position going into the second semester.
Yeah, you nailed it there at the end. I think this is a tournament that sets up guys really well for the national tournament as well. In terms of seeding, you get to wrestle guys that are going to be top 4 seeds at the national tournament. You get a couple of wins over guys like that, you put yourself in the driver's seat moving forward. And on the flip side, guys that, maybe just thrown into the lineup or not as much experience, this is the best opportunity to, like you said, make a name for yourself, get some big profile wins and get yourself in the rankings and place at a tournament like this. And you also talked about, there's some challenges to this tournament that are difficult as an athlete competing. When I think back to it, the mats, it's a mini NCAAs without the professionalism of NCAAs. Like, you're wrestling on jammed up mats, you're sitting in chairs in the back. It's not the most ideal way to prepare. But the guys that can hone in on their individual approach do really well. So I think that's a great challenge for guys. It's not like a dual meet. You don't have everything, easily accessible. How are you going to manage your weight? How are you going to manage it at the end of that first day, that first night, what is your warm up? What does your cool down look like? What foods do you need to be eating in between? So it's perfect experience, especially for younger guys that we'll expect to see at the national tournament.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a unique event. You got parents, fans, they're right on top of the mat. So it's kind of like the old Pee Wee days back in the gym, and people are right on top of you. And then you're wrestling, one of the top guys in the country. So it's a good formula. It's a unique tournament, but it definitely, you get past quarterfinals on, like you said, I think you're basically hitting a guy who's got a really good shot at placing at the NCAA tournament.
All right, this just popped into my mind, and this might be important for people to know. The rules are a little different for medical defaults now, because you see it a lot at this tournament. Guys lose, and it's like, all right, I don't want to come back. But there's kind of a penalty for that now in terms of the seeding implications and rankings.
Well, it counts on your record. So when you look at the overall seeding procedure at NCAAs, your win percentage is a portion of that. So whether you take a loss on a score or you take a loss from an injury default, that's going to affect your overall win percentage. So, that gives you some incentive to finish out. Obviously if you're injured, you can't do that. But if you're a little banged up, it's putting guys and forcing guys to finish out tournaments. So I think that's something we saw a lot more last year, guys wrestling through the tournament. And I think you'll continue to see that now that the rules have shifted towards that.
Yeah, that'll be important. I think hopefully, obviously the goal is to get people wrestling the whole tournament, and there'll always be forfeits. But I was just thinking about that in terms of a tournament setting. Just moving forward with the lineup this weekend, 125, Vince Robinson. He's been red hot. This is a big opportunity for him. Probably if you look at the people that are there, probably one of the best weights, if not the best weight. Figueroa, Ramos, Caleb Smith, Tanner Jordan, Troy Spratley, George Volk, Greg Diakmahalis, Brendan McCrone, Eddie Ventresca. All these guys are in the top 12, and they're all in this bracket. So this is about Vince Robinson testing himself against the best guys in the country and seeing where he's at going into the second half of the year.
Yeah, and he's done a phenomenal job jumping right in the lineup and had some really good wins right away. So he's going into this tournament confident. And what I like about Vinny, he's very offensive. And when you wrestle like that, similar to what you did, you win a lot of matches in tournaments because you attack and you're aggressive. And I think Vinny's a tournament guy. He likes the limelight. He wants to be on highlight reels, and he's going to let things fly. So he's going to have a great opportunity this weekend to see the best guys in the country. So he's got to be ready right off the rip, because I think pretty early you're going to start hitting good guys in that deep of a weight. So it's going to be fun to watch him compete.
I did give Vinny some words of encouragement yesterday. I said, now listen, when you're at this tournament, you can't be hopping in guys' corners and running around all day, because you're going to drain yourself with your energy. And I said, that's what I used to do. And I'd get out to the mat and I'd be like, oh my God, I feel like I've already wrestled 4 matches. So you'll have to keep him under the wraps.
He's a great hype guy for dual meets, but yeah, we're going to have to keep him under wraps. It'll be a sign to Coach Tommy, keep an eye on him so he's not in every guy's corner cheering for him. But he's got to be focused. And again, this is why we're going, so he can get that feel of what a tournament's like, and just keep growing from it. But he's been looking great, and he's been a really good leader for this team this year, and it's going to be exciting come Friday and Saturday for Vinny.
Yeah, 133, Troy Homan getting an opportunity in for this tournament again. Another great opportunity. And, all of these weights are great opportunities, but for Troy specifically, has wrestled pretty well this year. Going to get more opportunities against ranked guys this weekend. What are you looking for from Troy?
Well, he got to wrestle in this tournament last year. Had pretty decent showing at 25, so expect the same at 33. And Troy's been right in the mix of things with some good guys, and now it's time to close out and get some of these good quality wins. And if he competes like he did in the Rutgers dual meet, he's going to be in a good spot going out. And again, he's been in our lineup. He's got some good experience, and this is a tournament that can really get him to the next level with some good quality wins here.
Yeah, absolutely. 141, 2-time All-American Kyle Arini, getting healthy right now, not entering him in the tournament. What is that? Is that kind of a 6th year plan for Kai, get him healthy, and make sure he's ready to go for the second half of the year?
Yeah, some of these guys got a lot of match count on them already, and where they're at with experience. Kai has wrestled in the NCAA tournament, Vegas a bunch of times. He's been at the scuffle. He knows what he needs to do. So this isn't kind of a tournament we felt that he needed to get out there and compete. Plus, he's got a lot of finals. I guess he's got to focus in on too. So we forget we're in finals week, and guys do have school they got to do. So that was a little bit of both. But no, if we were wrestling a dual meet, Kai would be wrestling this weekend.
Yeah, well, he cut that mullet of his too. He went straight buzz cut. So big chance from Kai. Who's running study hall out there this weekend? Are you running study hall?
Don't worry, that'll be in full effect. We will make sure we finish strong here this semester.
There's nothing worse than going to this tournament and bringing your notebooks and books with you. Like doing your schoolwork in the hotel is the lowest point of the weekend.
Yeah, well, you get a lot of downtime. You got all day Wednesday and Thursday to focus on school.
You know, last year I had to take a final in between my my semis and finals match.
Yeah, and you got probably a 98 on it or 99.
I did do pretty well, but I got done with the test and I was like, dude, what am I doing? There's nobody else in the tournament that probably was doing that.
You'd be surprised. I'm sure there will.
There's some smart kids. All right, enough school talk. 149 Coy Bisgins, but how do you pronounce this? His dad corrected me the other day, and I still can't get it right.
He said it's with an S, so we got to get his dad on here to pronounce it.
Bisgins.
It's kind of like what people do to you.
I know. I'm terrible. That's the one name I really struggle with.
Your dad gets offended when people say, they pronounce it the wrong way.
Coy Biskins. All right, 149, loaded weight class, returning national champ, Henson, Ty Waters, Ridge Lovett, Anthony Etchemendy, a lot of All-Americans in this weight class. Big tournament for Coy. Yeah,
this is a great opportunity. You watched last time Coy wrestled, thought he made a good jump, and that's what you're going to get out of a freshman first time in the lineup. He's going through the process and the experience of what it takes to win at this level, and he looked really good in the Utah Valley duel. And this is, again, you're going to have an opportunity, and more than likely sooner than later in this tournament, he's going to hit somebody just where the seeds probably play out, and he's got to be ready to go, 2 hours off the scale. And it's an opportunity for him to get some big wins, and that's what we're looking for. Is he's done very well in these tournaments in the off season. So I know he wrestles well in tournaments, and this is, if he wrestles like he did in practice yesterday, he's going to be in a good spot. But we're seeing a lot of growth with Coy week to week, and great opportunity for him to go out there and see the best guys in the country.
Absolutely. Coy's responding very well through the season. Should be a great tournament for him. 157, one of the leaders of the team, Ed Scott. He's got third at this tournament twice. And both times he's lost early and put together a pretty crazy run. This time looking to finish on top against some of the other best guys in the country. Where's Ed stand going into this weekend?
Well, he's a tournament guy. He's got a lot of experience. Obviously placed at the NCAA tournament in the past. So he knows what he needs to do. And it's a tournament, like you said, Ed, when he's on, he's dangerous. And when he's focused, he's dangerous. And I think he knows, he might have a setback early, but he can wrestle through that. But this is the time where some maturity comes into play, and you want to be out on the winning side of the bracket, and makes the path a lot easier. So being ready to go, focused early in the tournament. He settles in well once he gets a match or two under his belt, but he's got to be ready to go those first two matches, and expect some big things out of Eddie. He's been looking good.
Yeah, 165. I don't know if anyone's been tested more so far this year than Derek Fields. It seems like every dual meet he's got the best guy, and that'll continue this weekend. So he's got a little bit of taste of that already. Just keep his momentum going and get some of these ranked wins this weekend.
Yeah, again, he got the experience being at the NCAA tournament last year, so this is hopefully something he learned from and be ready to compete at the tournament setting. And another great opportunity, because his schedule has been pretty demanding, but that's what you want. That's what you signed up when you came to wrestle here. We want to see the best guys in the country, and how do you adjust? How do you adapt? Short-term memory, and go out. All you need to do is get your hand raised and, build a little confidence on that. And he's got all the tools he needs to be super successful, but this could be a breakout weekend for Fields.
Yep, 174. Matty Singleton. Great position for Matty to be in. He's a competitor. I think he's someone that his game elevates when he gets into these type of tournaments. So I'm super excited for him to get out there and compete.
Yeah, when you got, the all the tools that Matty has, and you go back, he's wrestled in big tournaments his whole life. I think this is probably his first college tournament that he's going to see this many guys he's got an opportunity to go out and compete against. I think it's going to elevate his game. You see him in practice. He's one of the biggest competitors we have. And as Zach said the other day, he's probably making the most gains right now, week to week, just because of his time that he's been able to get in there and compete. We hadn't last 2 years. It's been a little spotty on week to week. And now that he's been training and looking really good, had some big wins in last competition with up in Jersey, having a big win there, and looked good against Utah Valley. So looking for some big things for Matty and knock off some of these better guys that he gets an opportunity to compete against.
Yeah. 184, Dylan Fishback, having some kind of recovering from some injuries right now. He may be a game time decision for the tournament. We'll go to 197. Andrew Machiavello getting the opportunity this weekend. That's a weight that's kind of up for grabs. It sounds like in the lineup. What do you want to see out of Andrew this weekend?
Well, you give someone an opportunity to go out and compete at this level tournament. You want to see, take advantage of that and beat somebody that you're not supposed to and start climbing, similar to what his brother did when he was here at NC State. He got an opportunity and took full advantage of it. And we need the same mentality out of Andrew coming in and, he's hard-nosed, wrestles really hard, and makes some mistakes along the way, but I think he makes up for it with the effort and attitude that we need right now. And this is a really big opportunity, and just want to see him go out there and compete. That's what we're looking for.
Yep. 285 last weight. Isaac Trumbull has had a great season so far after moving up to heavyweight. This will be a big chance for Trumbull to get his hands on some guys he's never wrestled before. Hendrickson, Bastida, Feldman, Heinzelman will be there, but then also Schultz and Gadiali, who he's wrestled earlier this year. We'll get a chance to maybe see those guys again and drop the match to Schultz. So I know he's probably wanting to get that one back. But this is a good opportunity for Isaac to really put himself in that top 3 or 4 in the nation at heavyweight.
Yeah, and a lot of names of guys already placed at the NCAA tournament, and having the schedule that he's already had. We watched his last match against Utah Valley. You can see he's been working on his offense, and I think it's paying off. Being up at heavyweight, he's got a lot of good attacks and that style of wrestling. But now, how do you put that together in a tournament? That's what we're looking for. And he's dangerous to wrestle, but also getting an opportunity to see guys who have had a lot of success at the heavyweight. So he's got to be ready to go. And he's been looking good and does all the right things. So it's time to get rewarded and have a great weekend.
Yeah, Isaac will be able to keep his hot jacket in the suitcase after.
We'll be at the buffet with some of the other heavyweights probably.
No, that's perfect. Good recap for the guys going. It's going to be a super exciting weekend. Anything I missed? Anything you got on Cliff Keen before we get into some trivia?
No, it'll be on Flow. 9 o'clock start time out there, so probably 12 Eastern. If you're at work, you can tune in, and on Saturday watch a little football and wrestling at the same time. So good weekend for fans to watch some of the best wrestling.
Yep. So a little bit of a different. I got one guy that I'm going to have you guess, and it's all tied into Cliff Keen this weekend. And then I'm going to see if you can guess. All right. So first one, this is Cliff Keen related. Can you name all of the Cliff Keen champs that NC State has had?
Oof. All right.
There's let me give you a number. There's 4 of them.
Well, I know Kai last year.
Yep.
I know you.
Yep. And I had twice, but we'll just count that as one. So me and Kai.
I know Nick won at one time.
Yep. He was the first one.
Yep.
There was another one that won it the first year that I won it as well.
Well, did Hayden win it that year?
Nope.
All right.
An upper weight.
Was it Pete?
Still competing.
Oh, Mock won it.
No, competing on our team.
Still competing on our team.
197. Well, he won it at 197. I'm running out of hints here.
He's still competing on our team, you said?
Yes.
No, I'm drawing a blank.
Trumbull.
Oh, Isaac. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Trumbull, he beat let me think here. He beat
Nebraska in the finals.
He beat him in the semis, and he beat Tanner Harvey, Oregon State, in the finals.
He did. That's right.
Sloan was the number 1 seed. He lost to Andy Smith, and then Smith lost to Harvey. So it was a bit of a wonky bracket, but yep. So those are the previous champs. All right, and now
we got four guys. All right, we got to add to that this weekend. Then.
I know this weekend we got to add to it. All right, so are you ready to guess the wrestler?
Yeah.
All right. He was a one-time. He finished in the blood round once at NCAA's. All right. He was also an All-American once, and he placed 4th at the Cliff Keen in 2013.
Was it Ed?
No, 2013 he placed 4th. So this is one of the older guys.
Pete?
Nope. Loves candy.
Tommy.
Tommy.
I gave it away right there.
I had to dig. I wanted to get somebody.
If we could go off food habits, and I'd probably be able to name these guys better.
Yeah, Tommy Gant, 4th place. I talked to him on the phone. I said, Tommy, why didn't you wrestle in the 2014 one? He was redshirting that year. So I was looking at all the brackets this morning. I got all the placers down.
You go down some rabbit holes in those brackets.
There's some really good results. But that's what I got. So
those are good ones.
Yeah, we'll keep that. I gotta keep you on your toes a little bit.
Yeah.
I should have said I was gonna say 15-15 as a freshman, but I feel like you've used that stat all the time.
We've had a lot of guys go 15-15.
Oh, that's good. Well, this weekend's going to be super exciting, Pat. Thanks for taking the time. Like you said, it's going to be on Flow Friday and Saturday. Great opportunity for our guys to compete against some of the best guys in the country. And it's going to be super exciting wrestling. So safe travels. And are you going to get your workouts in when you're there?
I just packed my clothes, so I'm good to go. I got 4 sets of workout. They got a beautiful setup for coaches in the gym there. You don't have to leave the hotel. So
what's the hospitality like?
That I don't know. I don't even think they have one there. So
they usually take.
We'll be eating out of boxed lunch meals for the next 2 days in the gym. But don't worry, Wednesday and Thursday I'll get a good meal in.
I know you will. Well, Pat, thanks again. This has been another episode of the Pack Mentality Poppins podcast. For results and updates, follow our Twitter page, Instagram, and Flow Arena will have all the results updated as they're also showing the matches live. So looking forward to this weekend, and go Pack.